is, her followers, she wrote in anger. She wrote in anger. She was this early radical feminism. There's all this anger, and these abused people on the male femininity spectrum, these transsexuals, they seize it. It's their power movement. It's like it's when the blacks, the civil rights movement became the fuck you whitey movement in like 67. When they said power fist, fuck you. Feminism in 71 did about the same thing as fuck you male, fuck you male. That was their thing. We're liberation. It was a revolutionary idea. It was Che Guevara idea. But so Julia Serano, she gave these transsexual women a fuck you movement to get behind. Fuck you cissexual, right? She even gave a name for them, for the people to hate. So you have so what we got is we got a new binary, a new essentialism of something being essential, someone being essentially trans, so transsexual, or something she called cissexual, which means everybody who's not transsexual. Right? With all these really intricate definitions, but basically what it comes down to is trans get to fight over who's trans, right? Who do we include in our trans? And cis is everybody but us. Fuck you, cis. Fuck you, cis. But the thing is, if they label me as cis, is when you get these stupid fucking binaries, they don't cut the right way. They cut your allies from you, and you start beating up on your fucking allies. So, whatever. So I guess I hold Julia responsible for that fucked up shit that's going around San Francisco. This anger politics. I mean, god damn it. Didn't we learn from feminism one time? Do we have to go and play the victim card another? Ugh. Oh my god, the transsexual woman is the most victimized of all the victims. The victim Olympics. And the other thing about it is, as soon as people get in that victim mode, then they start demonizing the cis, which is me, right? So people of you who are not in these politics, just think about that. You look at me and you see someone who's trans or genderqueer, right? I'm totally not fucking someone whose gender fits in their body. But according to these politicos, I don't meet their definition. So I'm on the other side, and thus I'm their oppressor. Not only doing get included in the group which goes to heaven, but I become the group of the oppressor who must be resisted and who violence is good against. Right? I become dehumanized. Which is, and this is a pattern which comes over and over and over again. This is how social movements organize. This is how dichotomies work. And this is the dialectic, sweeties. It's a social process. It's a social process in which dualities are formed. It's not, Derrida, those guys got it wrong. It's not in language. It's in this social process of making new groups by pushing the other away, by definition of what's homogenous and what's heterogeneous. So, some of you might listen to this. Leave a comment if you listen to the whole thing. I'll respond. I'm kind of enjoying talking lately. Bye-bye. Some of you have been following me for a long time. And so that I identified as a lesbian for a while, and as I wrote recently, I had read Julia Serano's The Whipping Girl, so that was my main influence. I read her book. She started a trans movement. I would say she's been extremely influential. She's a biology professor at Berkeley. She's a transsexual male, so that means male to female transsexual woman. And she's a lesbian. And she writes in Bitch magazine, so she's kind of radical lesbian identified, radical feminist lesbian identified. So that's like early 70s feminism. which is pretty fucking weird stuff. Um, but on the other hand, she's this total positivist too, right? Is so. Um, but anyway, before I start critiquing Julia, I wanted to just talk about also my problem with that because I have met Julia. Julia is a friend of a friend, right? I guess we're friends. I sat next to her at dinner. I've talked to her. Um, so the fact that she's so fucking influential in the transgender movement makes it very hard for me because I really fucking disagree with a hell of a lot of what she's written. And so she's just getting all this fucking shit from the radical lesbians who hate her fucking guts because she was born male. Um, yeah, so she's writing about it. That's great. There's a lot of really good parts in that. Maybe I should do a remix that the Julia Serano, the good parts. Um, yeah, and that also kind of gives she's really pointing out that feminism can't be anti male femininity. It's like, hello, we're the people that are on your side. Stop taking pot shots at us. Because I've seen it too in early feminism. It's like they reserve a special place in hell for feminine males. So like we're a parody. Somehow we're really to blame for everything. They haven't quite figured it out yet, but ultimately we are the scapegoat.